Hi everyone, it's Miss Goldman, and we are going to do lesson 20 of Eureka Module 5. So like always, if you need to use a PDF version that is attached so you can see all the images better, so it's more in case something moves slightly, that is fine. And if it is easier to do the problems on paper versus on a computer, if you are choosing to print these out or just rewrite them on paper, that is fine. Just please make sure you are sending me the work so you will receive credit for it. And as always, if I'm going too fast, please just press pause or replay this. And again, I'm doing all these lessons live every morning. Math lessons have been taking place at 11 o'clock, so I hope to see you then. And if not, you're listening to it now. So let's begin. So for this first one, you can see I did it for us. What we're doing is label at what each fraction of the shape is shaded, and then circling the fractions that are equal. So as you see, I circled 3 of them, and I labeled each one next to it. So the 3 circled ones are 4/8, and the one that's not shaded is 3/8. So it's your job to do B and C now. So take your time. All right, we're going to go over the answers now. If you need more time, just press pause. So as you can see, for B, the first one is 2/5, the second one is 1/5, and the other two that are circled are 2/5. For this last problem, for C, you see the first two, I just did one big circle because it was easier since they were together. They were both 2/6, while the others were 4/6 and 3/6. So let's continue. So over here, you can see I did the first one. It said label the shaded fraction, draw 2 different representations of the same fractional amount. So here, you see I wrote what it is, 1/4, and it said to draw 2 different representations of the same fractional unit. So I did it as 1/4 as a circle and 1/4 as a square. So now it's your turn to do B. All right, we are going to go over the answers, or answer I should say, for this problem. And as you can see, it was 1/7. I drew it as a tape diagram as 1/7, and then also on a number line as 1/7. And it really does not matter which one, as we've said before, you highlight and shade in. So let's keep going. So for this one, it says, Anna has 6 small square pieces of paper. 2 squares are gray. Anna cut the 2 gray squares in half on a diagonal line from one corner to the other. You can see I did this with yellow. I will shade it in also in yellow again to make it hopefully becomes a little bit easier to see. With the diagonal line from, and then what we're going to have to answer is what shape does she have now? So there's 2 shapes. So I have a feeling you are smart enough that you should know what shape she has now. How many of each shapes does she have? And with no overlaps, draw at least 2 different ways in a set of shapes my left. And what fraction of the figure is gray? So I will give you some time to work on this. All right, we are going to go over the answers. I know the drawings may be taking you a little bit longer, but you can just press pause. So here we go over the answers now. So she now has squares and triangles because, as we know, you cut one square in half and makes a triangle. So she now has 4 squares and 4 triangles. For this last part, it says, it's asking, use all the shapes with no overlaps, draw at least 2 different ways, which you see I can do, of what Anna's shape might look. You could have done something else, that's fine. But for Ashley's gray, I wrote 2/6 of the figure is gray because, if you remember, 2 triangles make a square, so I just wrote it as 2/6 because originally, if you look, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares, and 2 of them were gray. All right, let's go on to the last problem. It says Laura has 2 different beakers that hold exactly 1 liter. She pours half of a blue liquid into beaker A, which is right here. She pours half a liter of orange liquid into beaker B, and actually I'm going to change how I highlighted these to make them blue. Oops, sorry, wrong color. So we have blue, and I actually don't have an orange. This is hopefully the closest I have to orange. It's kind of the orangey color. Orange. She says the same amounts are not equal. Christina says they are. Explain who you think is correct and why. We've gone over this question before, so this one hopefully should not be too difficult. So take your time. All right, we are going to go over the answers now. And again, Christina is correct because as long as the denominator is equal, it does not matter the shape. And we already knew from Laura that they held the same amount of liquid, which was 1 liter. So it does not matter the shape that the beaker is in. So that was our last problem for this lesson. I hope to see you tomorrow in my live lesson. Again, that is at 11 o'clock. And I hope to see you soon. And if not, I hope this helped you be able to do the problem set and your homework. Bye.